Welcome, my dear students, to our lecture number 5. Today, we will present some topics related to Forex in chapter 2. First, interbank market. We started the last lecture with interbank market and the difference between interbank market and the retail market. In case of forward forex rate, was abbreviation FFR, by adding the forward margin to the spot forex rate. So in page 74, we have equation that FFR refers to forward forex rate equal SFR refers to spot forex rate plus FM equal forward margin. Now, how we can calculate the forward margin? Forward margin equal FP refers to forward period, multiply IG equal or refers to the interest rates gap between domestic interest rate or domestic interest rate minus foreign interest rate. For example, when we talk about the interest rate in Egypt and interest rate in USA. So IG equal the interest rate in Egypt minus the interest rate in USA. SFR the same, spot forex rate divided 100 multiply YD. YD refers to the number of days in the year. So this is the formula how you can calculate the FFR. For example, in page 74, spot forex rate 1 US dollar equals 16.3 Egyptian pound. This is the direct quotation. In direct quotation, 1 Egyptian pound equal 0.06 US dollar and the interest rate in Egypt 15% and USA, or the interest rate in USA equal 2%. Number of days in the year 360 days and the forward margin is for period 180 days. Now, we want to calculate the forward forex rate or abbreviation FFR. It's the same. First, forward forex rate equal SFR plus FM. FM, this is, we want to calculate the FM, the forward margin. Our givens available, yes, FM, forward margin equal FP equal forward period, which 180 days, multiply IG is the difference between domestic interest rate in Egypt 15% minus foreign interest rate in USA 2%, so the result equals 13%. Multiply 16.3, this is the direct quotation for Forex or spot Forex rate. Divided 100 multiplies 360 equal positive or negative 1%. So your comment in this case is very important because 1% positive or negative FFR equal, in case of direct quotation, you will add 1% to spot forex rate. In case of indirect quotation, you will cut 1% from this forex rate. So your comment is very important in case of direct quotation or an indirect quotation. Spot market versus forward market. Yes. Um Finally, we talk about two main categories in Forex market, which are spot Forex rate and forward Forex rate. In case of spot Forex rate, this is type of transactions which required immediate delivery of exchange of currencies on the spot. Yes, you can trade, you can buy, you can sell currencies at the same date or maximum 2 working days. But in case of forward forex market, this is a contract between two parties requiring delivery of a specific amount of currencies or international currencies at the future. But the two parts agreed about the price of delivery or the price of currency from now. Anyway, all types related to interbank. We talk about no exchange of real money in interbank forex deals or transactions. We talk about electronic exchange through SWIFT. This is SWIFT, the terminology used in forex exchange market or forex market. The second type of the forex, we talk about the retail market. Remember, in case of interbank, we talk about the volume of transactions more than $1 million. $1 million. But in case of retail, no, lower than 1 million. So another example for retail market, talk about covering risk against adverse forex rate fluctuations. Mainly major transactions in retail market to cover the risk for forex rate fluctuation ups and downs. Merchant business. In case of merchant business, the forex transaction in of a bank with its customer is known also as the merchant business. So in case of bank transactions with a bank, this is interbank market. Transaction from a bank and customer or client, this is merchant business, used merchant rate, and called ready transactions or cash transactions. Major actors in retail forex market. The major actors in the category of retail forex market, we talk about a small corporation, we talk about importers, we talk about exporters, and money transfer corporation like Western Union. So the major transactions in the retail market take place in the spot forex market. The next point, determination of spot forex rate SFR. There are many factors affect in the spot forex rate. Factor number one, balance of payment, abbreviation BOP. It's known that BOP or balance of payment, it's a national record of international economic transactions. We talk about international transactions like exports of goods, exports of services, exports of capital, the same imports of goods, imports of capital, and imports of services. Between the residents in a given country and the rest of the world over a given time, mainly or usually we talk about 1 year. So, balance of payment, in summary, two sides, the revenue side and the payment side. The revenue side, this is reflects the inflow of foreign currencies in the home country or the home economy. So when you export products, you export product or service, you earn international currency like US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, and so on. The same unilateral transfer from abroad and imports of capital short run or long run or and long run. This is the side of revenues. In case of revenues in balance of payments, this is supply of US dollar or supply of foreign currency. The next side we talk about international payment. International payment includes all economic transactions which lead to an outflow of foreign currencies, like when you import goods, when you import services, when you export capital. Unilateral transfer to abroad. This is the same outflow of the international currencies. Yes, international payment side, we talk about or we describe the international payment side as a demand for international currencies. Okay, how the balance of payment affect the spot forex rate. In our example or figure in page 80 in our textbook, this is demand for dollar D1, S1 supply of dollar. In our case, we assume that this is floating regime, floating regime for exchange rate or forex. Quantity of dollars and exchange rate. In this case, exchange rate with direct quotation. What do we mean by direct quotation? Remember that? How many units of domestic currency required to convert 1 unit of foreign currency? Our original point, this point A, how many 17 Egyptian pound per US dollar. Okay, in this case, supply curve converted or shifted to right from S1 to S2. This means that this is increasing in the international revenue side in balance of payment. So when the supply curve shifted to rise from S1 to S2 with the constant demand of dollars, another equilibrium point at point B. What happened to the exchange rate? Exchange rate decreased, or the forex rate, spot forex rate, decreased from 17 Egyptian pounds per US dollar to 16.8 Egyptian pounds per US dollar. So when the international revenue increased due to increasing in exports of goods, exports of services, imports of capital, short run, long run, anyway, leads to increasing or shift the supply of US dollar shift to right from S1 to S2. Finally, the exchange or spot exchange rate decreased from 17 Egyptian pounds per dollar to 16.8 Egyptian pounds per dollar. This is the factor of balance of payments. Another factor, inflation. In case of inflation, we compare between the average price level in home country or home economy relative to the partner or the foreign country. Generally, higher inflation rate required or indicates to an increase in the price of products which are produced domestically, and then decreasing the demand for this product abroad, which leads to decreasing in exports. When increasing in exports, the same we talk about increasing in exchange rate, or in other words, decreasing the value of domestic currency and increasing the value of foreign currency. Mainly, we talk about inflation as a critical factor in the forex rate. For example, when we talk about inflation rate in Egypt, say 9%, in USA the same percent 9, so the forex rate between US dollar and Egypt remain constant or the same. But in case of any gap between inflation rate in Egypt and inflation rate in USA, this may lead to a change or fluctuation in the exchange rate in the long run, mainly in the long run. Interest rate. The third factor affect in the spot forex rate, interest rate. Interest rate between two countries, two economies, affect in the short-term movement of international capital. Short-term movement of international capital we can call hot money. Hot money try to discover higher interest rate. Higher interest rate attractive or attract the short-term movement of international capital, or we can call in summary hot money. Say, suppose in Egypt, interest rate equal 20%. Another emerging market like India, interest rate equal 8%. The gap between Egypt and India leads to Egypt attract hot money to invest in short term because higher interest rate. But suppose India increase the interest rate, so the competition between Egypt and India in this case may lead to equilibrium or the same interest rate to stop this process. Number 4, money supply. In case of money supply affect spot forex rate in two ways. Mainly, number 1, this is the direct way when we talk about stock of goods and services. We try to compare the money supply stock with the stock of goods and services. Any increase in money supply without constant stock of goods and services, this maybe lead to higher prices or higher inflation. So higher inflation required the same circle we talk about. Higher inflation increase the price of domestic products, which leads to decrease the demand about our domestic product, leads to decrease in exports, and the same decrease the value of domestic currency and increasing the value of foreign currency. The next, indirect effect through channel of inflation, as we explained. So money supply, we compare between, in summary, we compare between the stock of goods and services and the stock of money supply, the main channel to make the converted or the relationship between money supply and balance of payment or spot forex rate through inflation. National income. National income, this is factor number 5. Any increase in nominal income So there's a difference between nominal income and real income. In case of nominal, we exclude the effect of price. In case of real income, we add the effect of price. So when nominal income increased for residents or consumers of the country, by logic, when income or nominal income increased, the demand for goods and services in this country will be increased. But if there is an unemployed production capacity in production, this will lead to increased in production. But care this process required more time. So we talk about the long run. But sure, in short run, this is mechanism not available. So with increasing in nominal income in short run, consumers want more products. So this may lead to increasing in imports to satisfy the consumer needs about the products. When imports increased, this negative effect in the value of domestic currency, but a positive effect in the value of foreign currency. New resources, new resources. In case of new resources, mainly we talk about economic resources. Any lucky country, in a lucky country or lucky economy, when discover new resources like oil, natural resources like oil, like natural gas, and so on, this good news for forex rate, good news for the value of domestic currency. But still, we talk about the price direction of this economic resources. Practically, nowadays, we discover the declining in the oil price because coronavirus. So when the price of oil as a resource or natural resource decreased, there's positive and negative. Positive for imported economies, imported countries, but negative in case of exported products for oil like OPEC countries. Capital movement. Capital movement. This is two categories of capital. Two categories. Number one, the short-term capital, mainly as we explained in the last points, hot money. Hot money try to or move from one market to another due to the interest rate. Higher interest rate attract hot money. The second category of capital, maybe in medium and long run, we talk about foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment, no, we talk about evaluation of the macroeconomic environment, political environment to encourage capital inflow for the country. So capital inflow leads to a higher demand for domestic currency and increasing the value of domestic currency. Capital outflow leads to a higher, lower demand for domestic currency and decreasing in the value of the foreign, increasing the value of the domestic currency and increasing the value of foreign currency. Speculation. Speculation, as we mentioned by Kaldor in 1939, define speculation as the purchase or sale of goods with a view to resale or repurchase at later time with the motive of expectation of gains. 2 points of time, maybe one point, 2 points. In case of 2 points, maybe purchase, maybe sale, so resale or and repurchase. In case of forex market, Speculation may be expectation about increasing the value of a given currency, like Egyptian pound. Say, speculator expect that the value of Egyptian pound will increase in the next 2 months. So this is expectation. The speculator will purchase more currencies, heavily currencies of Egyptian pound. At the same time, suppose another way, the speculator expects that the Egyptian pound value will decrease in the next 2 months. So, in this time, a speculator will sell all currencies from Egyptian pound. The next, psychological factors. In case of psychological factors, we talk about confidence or overconfident, fear, greed, and some psychological factors affect in the spot forex rate. For example, when we talk about overconfident, maybe your expectation on or expectation are true about any price or any value direction. When you will talk about the overconfident, so any success in deals or any transactions, you should forget any success because not reach to the point of overconfident. Okay, the next point, political factors. We talk about the stability in political regime in the country and revolutions and stability in all the aspects on the economy, the economic aspect, in the political aspects to make stability in the forex rate. The next point, investing versus trading. Investing versus trading in forex. Well, in case of investing, we talk about short term, and focus on the maybe hours, maybe minutes, maybe days. But in case of investing talk about long term view about trading in the forex market. How do you see that? The trading, in case of trading, we focus about technical analysis, how differences in the value between 2 points, between more than 2 points. But in case of investment, we talk about more than technical analysis. Strategy, we talk about how you can evaluate the macroeconomic environment, how you can evaluate the political environment, how you can evaluate the investment environment. Forex market terminologies, the first, leverage. It's often expressed as a ratio. For example, ratio 100 to 1. This is an example for initial account. You can up to $1 equal 100. So when your deposit equal 1,000 and the leverage equal 100, this is maybe 100,000 of US dollar, up to 100,000 of US dollar. By the way, investing and trading in Forex, this is merits and demerits. Say in page 89, the merits or advantage for trading, accessibility without barriers, maybe nine merits or 9 advantages for the trading. Low cost and simple, quick return. But demerits of trading, Three demerits like unexpected fluctuation of volatility and disadvantage for small traders, complex pricing, the same investing in forex market, three advantage and three disadvantage or three demerits in page 92. Problem number four in page 92 in our textbook cancelled. The next terminology we talk about margin. Margin, the amount that your broker will require to give you the leverage. The next terminology, pips and lots. In case of pips, percentage in points. Lots like trading term, the minimum value or the minimum quantity of any financial assets, maybe shares, maybe currencies, and so on. Table 2.1 in page 94, Table 2.1 in page 94, the main standard for lot equal 100,000 of units, maybe 100,000 of shares, 100,000 of US dollar, and so on. Many we talk about 10,000, micro 1,000, nano 100 units. The same BEP. BEP abbreviation for percentage in points. Forex market fact sheet. Forex market fact sheet. Yes, in this case, you can use the Bank for International Settlement, which is BIS.org, Bank of International Settlement, BIS.org, to discover the publication statistics related to international financial assets. In case of Forex market, the last report we talk about 6.6. This is value 6.6. This is the daily trading in Forex markets equals 6.6 trillion of dollars in April 2019. What about 88%? 88%, the US dollar maintained its dominant currency. 88% of all transactions in the world in terms of US dollar. Talk about US dollar, the main currency by 88%. 30%. In case of 30%, this is the share of spot forex in the forex market. The last one, 49%, this is the forex swaps. Forex swaps counted 49% of the forex market. Okay, at this point, we reach it to page 95 in our textbook. The second part, we talk about the application sheet. In our application sheet, we started with page 14. In page 14 in our application sheet, the first was still presented or explained the international money market topic. The first topic, Euro notes. Euro notes, short-term securities like Europe commercial papers and US commercial paper, maturities maybe from 1 month up to 6 months, mainly lower than 1 year. Repo repurchase agreements. Repo, when we talk about one part, it sells treasury securities to another with an agreement to repurchase the securities at specific future date and price. So, say a bank make a repo contract with another bank. Bank A, make a repo agreement with the bank B. To sell, say, 100 of government securities for a given price and repurchase the same quantity but with a variable or changed price agreed from now. Reverse repo, reverse repurchasement agreement, when bank B make another repo with another bank like bank C. Anyway, we focus on the problems in this application sheet. Repo rate or yield in repo equal price in time plus 1 minus price in time divided price in time, number of days in the year 360 divided days. Our problem in page 15, say bank entered a repo transaction with a large corporation in which the bank sold the government securities for 997,000 while agreeing to purchase them back at price 1 million at the end of 15-day period. So the yield, how many price, or when we talk about price T plus 1 equal 1 million. This is the new price. New minus old divided old. New price minus old price divided old price. Price T plus 1, this is 1 million, minus price at period T equal 997,000 divided the same value. How many days? 360. How many days in our repo? 15. So the result equals 7.2%. This is problem in page 14. Thank you for our lecture, and this is the first part in our lecture. The second, I'm waiting for discussion in our Google Classroom and attendance, and see you in the next lecture.